So in this short video, I just want to give you a quick overview and run through of the Tring Ultra route that you'll be taking part in a couple of weeks time or 10 days time. On Monday this week, Anna and I went round the route, just check it out, and it is beautiful and stunning. We put some pictures on social media, so hopefully you've seen those. Anyway, we're going to take a fly through and I'll talk you through it as we're doing that. Okay, great. So here we are looking over Tring Cricket Club. So this is Tring Cricket Club here. This is where you're going to be parking and you're going to be walking through the hedge here. And this is where we'll have the race area here. So this is where the control is and where you'll have your temperature taken, all that kind of stuff. Toilets and so on are in here. So you're starting here and you're running across the field out onto the road here. We'll have a marshal here to get you onto the road. All right, let's start this fly through and I'll talk you through it. So you're running down the road and you're running until you get to the canal. So you're running down the road, big yellow arrows out, take a left along the road that we take you down, and then you're going down this farm track here until you hit the canal. Now this is the canal that you're joining, and you are starting to run along the canal. So as you go along the canal here, you'll go under the railway bridge and then you're following it along towards Berkhamsted. Now let me talk a little bit about the canal. In places it's very narrow. In sections there are a lot of boats along there where there are spikes in the ground, so you've got to be really careful. So it's about 2.5 miles of this is going to be quite narrow, and you are going to have to be quite careful as you go along there, passing other people and being respectful, please, of other route users. You know, social distancing is still important. We don't want to be getting a bad reputation as ultra runners. So if you have to step to one side to let people through, please do. You know, you're not going to go for personal bests here today. It's all about getting back into ultra running and really enjoying it. So this section here along the canal, I just want you to be really careful with, please. It's very easy to follow, obviously, because you're following the canal. And then we're getting to this point here. We're taking you off at a lock here, and you'll see some big yellow signs here. And then you're starting to head up the road on the right-hand side of the hill. There's a pavement, and you go up the pavement, and it's quite narrow, so you're going to be running in single file up there. So let's carry on taking you through this. So you're coming onto the road here, you're going up, and you're coming into Ashridge Estate. Now when you get into Ashridge, let me just pause it there for a minute. This is you're coming into Ashridge Estate as you come in here. This road crossing here, you're going to have to pause here and make sure you can see both ways because it does get quite busy. You can see a lot, and it's not a busy road in terms of number of cars. They go quite quick. So just keep an eye open both ways. And this is a beautiful section. You're following the boundary trail as you come along here before you turn right. And this is all marked. There'll be a big arrow here, and it's a beautiful, beautiful section. All of this is stunning, and if you're lucky, all the deer will be out as well. So you're coming along through the forest. Now we will be marking this with small yellow arrows. We're not allowed to put tape on trees or anything in the forest, so we'll be putting small flags on the ground there'll be red or orange flags on the ground. So that's going, let's keep going. So we're going on, following the boundary trail along, and you will come to a point shortly where, I'm just going to pause it here, where you are going to come to checkpoint 1. So checkpoint 1 is around this point here. You can't see it in the trees here, but it's a road crossing, and you are coming, you'll be coming up to the road, being held there until it's clear to cross and until the checkpoints are clear, and I'll talk through the checkpoint procedures in another video. So you then continue following the boundary trail, and I'm just going to pause it here because what you've got here is Bridgewater Monument. Bridgewater Monument is very tall tower, basically. We take you down and round it so you don't get too mixed up in the crowds of people that are here. So you're then carrying on along the boundary trail. It's a nice run, big wide track, nice and easy to run on. Following that round until you come out of Ashridge Forest and you're coming down this chalky trail towards the bottom of Ivanhoe Beacon. This is Ivanhoe Beacon here. Now this is beautiful. I mean, the whole run's beautiful, but this is stunning. The views around this section are just beautiful. And when you get to the trig point at the top here, you are taking the ridgeway and following the ridgeway all the way back to the canal. So let's just follow that for a second. So up to the beacon, make sure you get some photos at the top there. Then we're following it along. Just a little note here, the ridgeway goes off to the right here. It's not that obvious, we will mark it, but regularly people carry on up this hill and join it again there. This is the official route. This is not, but it does go to the same place. And let's keep going. So you're coming down the hill and checkpoint 2 is here. So the first checkpoint is 7 miles from where you started. This checkpoint is 13 miles from where you started. Okay, so 7 miles and 13 miles. And then when you come round again, the first checkpoint you come to will be after 21 miles, but actually about 20.5 miles. And the next checkpoint will be about 27 miles. Okay, let's just keep going. So you're following the ridgeway all the way along Pitstone Hill. Stunning views again from there. Coming down towards the station, you'll see just here is the station. And then you're joining the canal here again. And we're going to have marshals and a water station here, because on your first lap, you will then be heading back along the canal, going along here all the way back to Ashridge. On your second lap, you will be turning right and heading towards the finish, which is this direction here. Okay, and back the route you came down to the canal in the first place, crossing over the road into Tring Cricket Club, which is here. So you come back in through this fence here, and you are coming back in across the field under the finish arch. And then quick cup of coffee, grab your medal, grab your t-shirt in your car and head off home. Unfortunately, no prize giving, no socialising because of all the rules that are in place at the moment. So there you go. That's a fly through of the route for this year's Tring Ultra. Obviously, it's 2 laps this year, not the one big lap, because of Wendover Woods not allowing any events to take place there at the moment. So we're having to use the second loop twice. But it is stunning, and I know you're going to love it. You also got to remember, we mark our routes incredibly well. Those who've done our events before know that the routes are marked well. You know, the chances of you getting lost en route are very slim unless someone messes around with the signage. And we give you a map at the start of the event too. So you're going to have a lovely day out, and hopefully that walkthrough has now given you an idea of what to expect. I'll also include in the description below links to GPX files on my Garmin and on OS Maps. So hopefully that will be useful for you too. Anyway, look forward to seeing you in a week on Saturday. Take care.